Hey guys! In this video I'm going to show you everything that I crocheted in the month of May, and I'm also going to put June in here as well because I didn't make very many things in June, so I'll just make it in one video. So my goal for May was to make 55 items. That was my lower goal, and I was hoping to actually make more than that. So I want you guys to go to the comments right now and guess how many things you think that I made in May. So I ended up making quite a few things in May, and then in June I made very little things because I was super busy. So anyways, make sure you guess your comment now before I tell you how many. And this time I'm going to do my video a little bit differently. Usually I just go in order of each thing that I made. So first I made this, next I made this one, and then I made this one. This time I decided I'm going to try it a different way where I added up how many of each item I made, and I'll go through, like, I made 10 of this. So I'm going to try it this way and see how it goes, and then you guys can let me know which way you like better. Okay, so in May I made 7 bandanas, and I will put up pictures of everything that I made. And as usual, all of the patterns will be linked in the description, so if you want to check out the pattern and make one yourself, you can find them there. All of the bandanas that I made in May were Pride bandanas because I had my Pride market in May, and I was hoping to have one in June as well, but I didn't end up getting accepted to that one, so I just had one Pride market. But I made a lot of bandanas, and this month I focused on making ones specifically for my Pride market. So these were all made with the living yarn from Joann's, and I really love those because it already has all the colors in there, and I don't have to buy multiple colors and change colors and have all the ends to weave in. It just already changes colors in the yarn, and it's perfect, which I'm really hoping that Michaels will start making that yarn again because I really want it, and as of right now can't get it anywhere. I do still have a few skeins left over that I got from Joann's before they closed. But anyways, I will put in the pictures of the bandanas that I made. So all of them were made with that yarn except for one of them, and this one was the ice cream yarn. And I made a lot of axolotls this month. I made in total 14 axolotls, and the crazy thing is I actually sold out of all of these, and so I'm having to make even more right now. The first one that I made was a pink one with the mystical yarn from Bernat Blanket. And then I made 2 blue ones. One is with a speckled yarn, and then one is just a light blue. And then I made 2 pink ones. One is a speckle yarn, and the other one is just a light pink and a hot pink. Then I made a speckled purple one. Then a green variegated one. I was using up some scrap yarn with this one. Then I did a light purple one, a blue one, and then another speckled pink one, and I did embroidered eyes on that one. Then I made another light purple one, and then another pink one. Then I will get into the cats that I made. So I only made one large cat in May, and this was a tan variegated one, and I believe it has gold eyes. Then for the medium cats, I made 3 of those. So the first one is a tan mystical yarn, and that one has purple eyes. The second one is another mystical one, but this is the black and gray mystical one. And then the other one is a very light tan variegated one, and this one has orange eyes. I've kind of run out of my more realistic color of eyes, so I need to order some more because all I have is like super bright, like hot pink, purple, things like that. So I need to make another order of those eyes for my cats. And then the small cats are actually the item that I made the most of this month. So I actually made 19 small cats this month, which is crazy. I knew they were selling well for me and that I made quite a few, but I did not realize that I made that many of them. So the first one I made was a black mystical one with white whiskers. The second one was a light tan one. The third one was a gray one. Then I made a rainbow one with the new colors from Premier. And then I made 2 tan variegated ones. Then I made a white speckled one, and then I made another black and gray mystical one. Next, I made 2 more of the rainbow ones. Then I made a brown and gray variegated one, and this was a new color from Premiere also, and this is the only thing that I've made with it so far. I think that I might want to make a dog with it because I think that it would be really good colors for that. Then I made another black one, and then a pastel rainbow one, and then a super pastel one that has like white, brown, and purple in it. Then I made 2 more tan variegated ones, and then another white speckled one. Actually, 2 more of the white speckled one. And then the last small cat that I made is one with a variegated yarn that is white, blue, and green. So like I said, that was a ton of small cats. I had quite a few markets and they were really selling well for me, so I had to continue to restock them. The next thing I made was a medium whale, and this one I really love. I used just the black burlap blanket, and then I held together a strand of the pom-pom yarn from Premiere, and so it has little specks of rainbow colors in it. So I really like how this one turned out, and I definitely want to make some more of these. So the next item is the popping mushrooms, and I made 6 of these this month. The first one that I made is a light variegated rainbow one, and this one has embroidered eyes. Next, I made a bright blue one, and then I made a pink one. After that, I made a green variegated one with embroidered eyes. Then I made a rainbow one, and then another pastel rainbow one with embroidered eyes. The next item is a Triceratops, and I made 3 of these. So the first one is a pastel blue one with embroidered eyes. The second one is a green variegated one, and the third one is another shade of green variegated. And then I made 2 pickles in May. The next item is my mini chick, and I made 9 of these. So most of them are pretty much the same. I do like to do the eyes in different places and make the beaks bigger or smaller on different ones so that they each look a little bit different, but they're all the same color except for one of them I did a really light yellow. Then the next item is a medium squid, and I made 2 of these this month. So one is a green variegated one, and the other one is a purple speckled one. And I went ahead and did embroidered eyes on both of them. I don't know why, but I really just love the embroidered eyes on the squid. The next item is an Octo, and I made 2 of these. So one is a green variegated one, and then the other one is a kind of like a fuchsia color. It's kind of like in between pink and purple. And then we have the mini Octos, and I only made 2 of these this month. So the first one is a blue and green variegated one, and then the second one is a pink speckled one that I made with Sweet Snuggles Light. And then the next item is a new item for me. So this is my first time making them, and I just started with one that I made for market, and it sold as one of the first items of the day at the market. And so I brought the stuff to make more, and so I was making them at the market, and as I made one, I would set it out and it would sell before I could even make a second one. So I ended up making a lot of these, and these are mini roosters. And I ended up making 11 of them this month, which is crazy for a new item especially. And I want to say it was more towards like halfway through the month, or it definitely wasn't like I made that on the very beginning of the month. So these ones were really popular, and I get it. They are super cute. So for these ones, I just used the chick pattern, and then I just freehanded the comb on top. And these ones are kind of the same as the other chicks. I sometimes do the eye placement a little different and do the beaks a little different, and I did some of the combs a little different too, just so they're all unique. And then I had one custom order this month, which I don't do customs a lot, but this one sounded really exciting. So this one was a rainbow caterpillar. So this is my first time making a fidget caterpillar, and this one is actually just a free tutorial that I found on YouTube. And I do think it's really cool and I like how you can fidget with it, but I don't think that I will be making these very soon, if ever again. I mean, they're really fun to play with, but there's so many ends to weave in because you have to make, like, let me count and see how many parts I had to make. So I had to make 6 different pieces and weave in the ends. It's not like with a normal plushie where you can kind of just stick the ends into the plushie. I had to weave them in, so it took longer, and I do not like weaving in ends. So it was like 12 ends to weave in, plus then I had to use yarn to attach all of them and tie that together and then weave that in. So it wasn't my favorite to make, although I do really think it's cool. So if you don't mind sewing, then you should definitely make these because they are really cool. The next thing that I made was a starfish, and I made just one of these. I was testing out some different starfish patterns. So if you saw my video where I was recommending patterns for summer, then you know that I was trying out some of these starfish patterns, and so this is one of those. If you haven't seen that video yet, I will link that at the end so you can check that out after this video. But this is the starfish pattern that I really did enjoy. The other one I haven't finished yet just because there are so many ends to weave in and I've just been putting it off. But this is the one that was my favorite. And I made one sitting dino, and this one is a green and blue variegated one. I'm not sure how I feel about this pattern now. I've made a lot of these and I have sold a lot of these, but I found another pattern that I tested maybe a month or 2 ago, and I'm thinking that I like it better than this one. So I'm thinking that I might stop making these sitting dinos and start making the other ones instead. But we will see. The next item is another new item, and this one I just made one this month because I made it at the end of the month. And this is a mini mallard. So it's a little mallard duck, and it's the same thing. I used the mini chick pattern and then I just freehanded the color changes for the mallard, and I think it turned out really cute. And so I'm definitely going to make some more of these. And then the last 2 things that I made were bookmarks, and this is a pattern that I wrote myself, so I was working it out and figuring out what I wanted. So the first one is longer, and then the second one is the one that I am going with. I wrote this pattern because I'm going to be teaching another crochet class, and I wanted something that would be pretty easy that people could learn, like for complete beginners that have never crocheted before. So this I think is really good because I only use single crochets and chains in that. So they only have to learn just how to chain and how to do single crochet, even for the border. So I think it will be really good for beginners. So that is everything that I made in May, and then I will go ahead and talk about June. So for June, I was super busy. It is my busiest month of the year by far because I work at an art camp, and so I'm teaching kids art, and it is a very fun job, but I also am super worn out afterwards. So I have been very tired and just not having a lot of time or energy to crochet. So that is why I haven't been super active online also, if you've noticed that. But I am done with it now. So hopefully I will get to feeling back to normal soon and be ready to be more active online and get back to doing some more crocheting. So with that being said, I actually did crochet, not every day, but I did crochet a little bit almost every day. Probably 5 or 6 days out of the week I did crochet at least some. And a lot of that might have only been like 20 minutes to 40 minutes, something like that. So I did not do a lot of crocheting, but I did work on stuff, but I just did not feel like finishing stuff. So I made a lot of items that are like half done or that I just need to put eyes in them and stuff them. So I've got everything in piles, like these ones just need eyes and stuffing, these ones just need to be stuffed, and these ones just need to be sewn. So I should have a lot of items finished in July. So anyways, I only finished 2 items in June, which is crazy. I think it has been years since I have only finished 2 things in a month. I am usually making like at least 30 to 60, 70 items every month. So this was very out of the ordinary for me. But since I was still working on other projects, and I've actually been working on a pattern test as well, I just wanted to not put too much pressure on myself. So I am perfectly fine with only finishing 2 items this month. I honestly, my goal for June was nothing. I didn't really have a goal at all for my crochet. So anyways, the 2 items that I made were both rainbow items, and the first one is a rainbow bee, and then the second one is a rainbow axolotl. So now, if you still haven't guessed how many things I made in June, pause and go comment, because I'm about to tell you the total. So the total that I made for May was 90 items. So that was a lot. I had a crazy goal of getting to 100, and that's what I was kind of trying to get to. And then I was like, no, I need to rest right before I start working at art camp. And so the last few days I just took a break and didn't try to finish the last 10 items, which I am super happy that I got 90 items done. I think that was really great. And the last few months I was making extra each month because I knew that I was going to be busy in June and probably wouldn't get as much done. So I am super happy with how many things I made in those 2 months. And going into July, I think that I will be able to get quite a few things done. I am going to take a little bit of time to rest. But like I said, I have quite a few things that are started and in the works that I should be able to get done fairly quickly. So I have a couple of market vlog videos that are going to be coming out soon. And then I'm also making a video about selling my stuff in a store, which if you guys have been around for a while, you know that around Christmas time, I got my stuff in a store and I have still been selling there. I just haven't been making videos about it yet. So I made one video about it. And then I'm going to probably do a video about the next 2 months and then another video about the next 2 months after that, and tell you what sold and how much I made. And I also realized I still have not edited or posted my video about teaching my first crochet class. So I'm definitely going to get to editing that one soon. And so I will post that one maybe in about a month or so. So if you want to make sure that you see all of those fun videos coming out, then make sure that you are subscribed and you turn on the bell notification. I can see that only like 5% have the bell notification on, so you definitely want to click that so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thanks for watching.